Hello, this is Dr. Nuke. Let me describe to you my ideal stereo system. This is what I would like to have if money was no object and I had room for it. Right now, I have a component stereo system with a separate amplifier, tuner, receiver. It's one unit, and a CD player, and a dual cassette deck, and a turntable, and 2 speakers, plus the wires to connect them all, and an antenna for the radio. But what about a super duper stereo system, where you had all that, but the amplifier, tuner, or the let's say you had a preamplifier that had huge number of inputs and outputs into it, so you could plug in a whole bunch of stuff and have multiple lines out, different recording formats. Like, for example, you could have a line out to your cassette deck, you could have a line out to your DAT deck, you could have a line out to a CD burner, you could have a line out to a reel-to-reel tape deck, a line out to VHS, because you can use VHS tape for high fidelity audio. I know someone that did that, and you record up to 8 hours on a tape, high fidelity, on just regular VHS cassette. So imagine if you had like 10 outputs on your preamp, and you had a whole bunch of inputs, and inputs for all your different components, including components that most people don't have, like reel-to-reel tape decks, 8-track decks, and so on. And besides having a turntable that plays 33s and 45s, microgroove records, have a turntable that also plays 78 microgroove, and then another one that'll play the old-fashioned 78s, the disc records, and electronically, not with a horn, with an electronic pickup. And then have also one that'll play the cylinder records with an electronic pickup that can go into the preamp and then into the amplifier. And have the amplifier be a dual amplifier where you could toggle between one or the other. You could toggle between having solid state amplification or having tube amplification. Many people say that vacuum tubes give better sound for audio. Well, what if you had an amplifier that could do either, and you could just toggle from one to the other? And imagine you'd have this huge, it would be a wall of equipment. It would be on racks. So you'd have to build shelving or whatever to put all this equipment on. And then it would be, I suppose, to have access to all the wires and everything, holding it all, connecting it all together. It would be good to have a space behind the rack where you could get behind it for access to all the wires and connectors and so on. Because there's nothing like a good old-fashioned stereo held together with a bunch of wires. Yes, that is the ultimate stereo system. Yes, and imagine. That would be perhaps one of the luxuries I would indulge myself in if I was super rich. Well, anyway, please like, share, subscribe, comment. This is Dr. Nuke signing off.